Recorded Books and RB Digital present Depth of Winter by Craig Johnson, narrated by George Guidall. From Albert Camus. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that there was in me an invincible summer. From Porfirio Diaz. Poor Mexico, so far from God and so near the United States. Chapter 1. I turned my water glass in the slick circle of condensation on the smooth red lacquer of the table between us and studied the man across from me. I was afraid that if I didn't pay attention, it might disappear. The seer was like that. It was as if he simply drifted away, giving him access to places without appearing to be there, making other people's secrets his own. You should take in some of the culture while you are here south of the border. Go to the bullfights. Adjusting his straw pork pie hat to a jauntier angle, the hunchback smiled. You might enjoy it. I said nothing. He looked in my general direction, the smile slowly fading. My friend Miguel Guerra says you are highly motivated, but that if I can talk you out of this, I should. I still said nothing. He stared at me. Do you speak Spanish? I wiped the sweat from under my eyes with a thumb and forefinger. Had a hard time convincing myself it was coming up on November. Very little. He had taken his cheap sunglasses off and placed them next to his drink. His eyes were opaque, and they wandered past me toward the knobby hills to the south that rose from the desert like a bony hand, the fingers spreading to make peaks and battlements as if the mountains were at war with the flat land. That's not good, because where you are going, there will be places where no one speaks English. The seer sipped his soft drink and then battered the white cane between the knees of his threadbare pants at the exact place where his legs ended. Your English is very good. He shrugged. I have lived my whole life here in Juarez, and back before the new drugs, we were just a suburb of El Paso. He glanced down at his truncated legs. Not the old drugs that did this. My mother traveled to Germany in the 60s and was given the drug that took my legs and my sight and, in the process, gave me this humped back. He vaguely waved at it, sitting there like one of the battlements behind him. Did you know that hunchbacks are seen as lucky in my country? That we bring good fortune? I hope that's the case. Personally, it has never brought me any providence. He paused for a moment and then turned toward the club Kentucky, saying it the way it was in his mind's eye. Juarez used to be Las Vegas before there was a Las Vegas. 24-hour bars, casinos, cabarets, brothels. The seer sipped his soda. It is said that this club invented the margarita. He nodded. Marilyn Monroe sat on that very stool where you sit now. How do you know Marilyn Monroe? He smiled broadly for the first time, and I was surprised at the blinding perfection of his teeth. My mother was here. In this bar? Si. January 21st, 1961. Monroe filed for divorce from Arthur Miller here in Juarez. She was with two men, her lawyers, Aureliano González Vargas and Arturo Sosa Aguilar. They filed a suit of incompatibility of character. He leaned in confidentially. A marvelous playwright. But she told my mother he was hung like a cocktail sausage. Huh. She also saw your John Wayne drink himself senseless and walk out onto the sidewalk where he fell face first like a tree. Sensing my disinterest, the seer leaned back against the wall. Most tourists love stories about Hollywood celebrities. I'm not here as a tourist. He waved his cane toward me and changed the subject. Can you ride a burro? I can ride a horse. That does not mean you can ride a burro. There are places where you cannot go by horse or car. Fine, I'll walk. It is not enough. He studied the problem for a while and then shook his head. Where you are going, you will need a reason to be there, or they will kill you just to hear the sound of their weapons. I guess trying to blend in isn't much of a possibility. He smiled and slowly began shaking his head.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?